Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you could be here today with me. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. It helps the YouTube to notice my little channel a little bit in the algorithm when you do that, especially when you comment. Today we're going to be talking about navigating AI tools for writers. Let's go to the next slide. First off, I want to say I know that this is a polarizing topic for our community. Secondly, I am not saying I agree or disagree with using AI. I personally use AI as a grammar checker only and not when I'm creating my books, but I'm not saying that if you do that, it doesn't make you a writer. I'm just saying what works for me personally and what I do. It's not any of ours to judge anybody else in their creative process, is my stance. So finally, I will say that you as an individual have to make the decision of how deep you want to go in having help from AI. Um, the world is rapidly evolving. And AI like Grammarly and ChatGPT and Autocritic are becoming indispensable allies for many authors. However, the challenge lies in leveraging the technologies without compromising your personal style and voice. This session is going to kind of delve into the art of balancing AI efficiencies with the authenticity of your unique writing. And it's going to help you discover practical tips and strategies to use AI as a helpful guide rather than, just this strict editor that you have to obey, ensuring that your creativity and individual voice remains at the forefront of your work. So let's explore how to make technology work for you, enhancing your writing without overshadowing what makes it truly yours and truly special. All right. What are AI tools? A definition of AI is AI writing tools are software applications that use artificial intelligence to assist with various aspects of writing process, including drafting, editing, and enhancing. The purpose of using it is really simple. The tools aim to improve writing efficiency, quality, and consistency by providing automated suggestions for grammar, style, tone, and structure. Examples of popular AI tools, of course, is Grammarly. It specializes in grammar, punctuation, and style check, and it offers suggestions to enhance clarity and readability. ChatGPT is a controversial AI that can generate text based on prompts. It can be useful for brainstorming and drafting and creative content generation. How they work is AI tools using the algorithms that they learn from a data set, written language. They identify patterns and provide suggestions based on established writing convention and user settings. The applications in writing is used across different writing tasks, including content creation, academic writing, business communication, and creative storytelling. So customization and adaptability, many of the tools will allow you to customize based on the writer's needs, such as setting goals for the audience, tone, formality, making them adaptable to a various, writing styles and purposes. So with the emerging technology today, the AI tools are consistently evolving with new features and enhancements aimed at making the writing process more intuitive and aligned with the individual user and preferences. Now, some of the pros of using an AI tool is going to be, it offers a way to boost efficiency. With the example being, imagine cutting down the time you spend on editing and proofreading by half. Tools like Grammarly, which again I do use, can quickly spot those sneaky little grammar mistakes, suggestions, corrections on the fly, instead of you spending hours and hours of combing through your manuscript. Now, I'm not saying only run it through Grammarly. I am saying that I will run it through Grammarly and then I'll go through my chapter. Um, but I go through with a confidence knowing that the spelling, the grammar, and punctuation have been checked for me. It's like having a personal assistant who's always ready to clean up your drafts. Grammar and style improvements. I know grammar isn't everyone's favorite thing to deal with, but it's important for making sure your writing is clear and professional. AI tools can be like having an extra set of eyes that never get tired of reading the same sentence over and over and over again, like sometimes we do. An additional pro is, have you ever read through a long piece and noticed that halfway through, um, your tone shifts, or you put something in and it's so wrong, and it's just kind of jarring, right? AI tools will help you maintain consistency in your writing because they can spot when your tone shifts or drifts, like from active to passive voice. It catches style changes, and keeping your narrative on track from start to finish is it's really super helpful when you're working on a big project like novels, like we as writers do. Um, AI tools aren't just about making corrections. For me, it's also about learning, because every time Grammarly suggests a change, it gives me the explanation of why that change matters. And so over time, I've realized that it's actually helping me start to pick up on those tips, and it improves my skills. And I haven't, it's just like, oh, I used to mess that up. Now I don't. Well, it's because it's been a learning tool. So it's like getting like a little mini grammar lesson every time you write, using it. So, um, the cons of using AI tools. The downside that we're discussing is, while they can be great, there are risks to be aware of. One major concern is losing your personal voice. AI suggestions can sometimes make your writing sound generic and less authentic. Additionally, AI doesn't always understand the context, which can lead to awkward or inaccurate edits. There's also a risk of becoming too dependent on AI, which might make it harder to trust your own writing instincts. So I think the key here is balance. To use it as a tool, but don't let it take over your unique style, your voice, and your creative decisions. So, additional cons, while it benefits our writing, okay, it's important to be aware of some other challenges. So, let's talk about creative limitations. AI suggestions, like we said, can sound like a formula or generic, which may not fit the unique creative vibe you're going for in your writing. So it's crucial to remember that these tools are here to assist us, not dictate our creativity. The biggest concern for writers and authors, um, is privacy. Many of the AI tools require you to upload your work to their platforms, which means your writing data is shared with third-party services. For those of us working on sensitive projects or unpublished manuscripts, this is a major risk. So you want to always check your privacy settings and understand how your data is being used. Grammarly has a lot of security and setting changes that you can go through and use, where I did not see those options on ChatGPT when I looked. And AutoCrit also has a lot of security and a lot of, we do not, sell your information to third party. So, that's something to keep in mind. So another thing is, you can't ignore the cost. Many AI tools are free. The more advanced features often comes with a subscription fee. But for writers, especially on a tight budget, these costs, they add up and may just not be justifiable. So it's all about weighing the pros and the cons to decide if the investment is worth your specific need and if you're comfortable with the tool. So again, the key is balance. Use these tools to keep your creative instincts sharp and always stay informed about how your data is handled. This way you can get the best out of AI without compromising what matters to you most as a writer and author, which is your unique voice and your story and your style. You jump to the next slide. All right. Best practices. It's easy to get swept up in all the features and the tools and the offers, but it's important to remember that AI should be used as a guide and not a rule book. This is what I mean. When AI suggests a change, don't feel pressure to accept it. Use your judgment. You decide what works for you and your story and what doesn't. You're the writer. It's your voice. It's what makes you unique. So I think another tip really to keep in the front and center is it can help you refine your writing, but it's your job as an author to ensure that the tone and the message is staying true to the vision of your story. If AI suggests something that doesn't fit the vibe of what you're going for, ignore it. Remember that these tools are there to enhance your writing and not to change its core essence. Also, don't forget to adjust your settings on your AI tools. Many of them will allow you to customize feedback based on what type of writing you're doing. So, you can set them up for a formal essay, a blog post, or a novel. So by tweaking those settings, you can make sure that you're getting the most out of it and that it aligns with your needs. I would say finally with this one on the best practices, keep practicing writing without AI. It's a great way to keep your skills sharp to ensure you don't become overly dependent on these tools. Just turn it off. Write. You've been a writer for all these years, just write. Think of AI as like a friend who offers advice, but not someone who should make all the decisions for you because it's your book, it's your novel, it's your baby. So, tips to retaining your unique voice. We talked a lot about the benefits of AI tools in writing, but don't forget the most important aspect of being an author and writer, and that is your unique voice. Okay? It's what sets your work apart, and it makes you, it makes the novel yours. So, how do we do this? How do we make sure that while we're using all of these cool AI tools, we don't lose that special touch and that voice? I would say first off, it's about being selective with the suggestions you accept. Just because an AI tool recommends a change doesn't mean that it's the best fit for your story. Just take a beat, take a moment to consider the suggestion and if it aligns with your voice. If it doesn't, reject it. Again, remember, you're in control, not the AI. Another really good tip um, for writing sessions without any AI assistance, because that really keeps your writing muscles strong to ensure that your natural style and voice just shines through. It's like training wheels, great support, but at some point you've got to ride on your own. Also, use AI for specific tasks. That's what I do. Grammar mistakes. But you can also use it for organizing your ideas, but handle the creative parts yourself. Um, let's say, okay, for instance, you let AI help with your structure, but keep the dialogue and the descriptions true to how you naturally write. That way, you're leveraging the strength of AI without letting it overpower your flair, your personality, your voice in that story. So, and lastly, the most important to me, my reader. Always keep your reader in mind. Your readers are there to hear from you. They started reading your stories and reading your books because they love the way you tell a story. So you can use AI to polish your work, but not at the expense of what makes your writing distinctly yours. It's about finding that sweet spot where AI enhances your work without overshadowing your voice. So keep it in mind, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep being you. Your voice is your greatest asset. Don't let anything take that away from you guys. So, summary pros and cons, real quick, just to run over them again to make sure we're all on the same page. AI tools like Grammarly can really boost your efficiency. They help catch those pesky grammar mistakes. They can suggest ways to improve your style and even kind of spark new ideas when we're, feeling stuck. But many of those tools offer customizable feedback, which can make a huge difference depending on what kind of writing you're doing, whether it's a novel or a blog post or a business document. I know a lot of us as writers, as indie authors, especially, we have to handle our own admin and all of our emails and all of our blog posts and all of the administration that goes along with it. So, we can lean into those tools for help during those times when maybe writing a business email is not our forte. So, you can lean into that tool. But keep in mind, there's downsides. And one of the biggest concerns is the potential of your loss of your voice. So, we all know that AI can be really generic and it can push you toward a style that doesn't sound like you. There's also the issue of contextual errors where AI misinterprets or doesn't understand what you're saying because it's a machine. So always be prepared to go through it, listen to it in your voice, and assess what you want to put in, what you want to take out. And then most importantly is always going to be the privacy concerns and the cost involved with the premium features, which can really add up over time. I really think the key takeaway here is that AI tools can be amazing assistants, but they're just that, an assistant. They should complement your writing and not control it. Use them where they add value, but always keep your unique voice front and center because ultimately it's about making these tools work for you and not the other way around. So as you explore these technologies, keep the pros and cons in mind and remember that your voice is your greatest asset. And you want to use AI to enhance your writing and your projects. You don't want AI to replace your voice. So, as we wrap up, it's clear that AI tools can be powerful allies in our journey. They help us write more efficiently, catch errors we might miss, and even could inspire ideas when you're stuck. I haven't used that, but it's there. And it's up to you to decide if that's right for you. And that's because it's your story. So I also think it's important to remember that AI should enhance our writing and not define it. Your personal touch, your unique voice, your creativity is what makes your work stand out. So as you kind of look through and you're looking at using these tools, use them mindfully. Um, Take the suggestions that work for you, but don't be afraid to trust your instincts and keep writing true to yourself. Again, balance is key. You want to use the AI as a guide and not a crutch. Let it support your writing without overshadowing the distinct style that only you bring to the table. So go ahead, explore these technologies, but always keep your voice at the heart of your writing. And I just really feel like you guys, you know my heart, you know how I am. Again, I will never, take a side and say, this is what makes you an author, this is what doesn't. That's not my personality, it's not who I am. I'm simply giving you the information because that's what I do. I bring you guys the information. I did avoid this topic for a while because it is so polarizing and it is so controversial. But again, that's also not like me. I tell it like it is. That's who I am. That's what I do. So I just decided I need to bite the bullet and cover the topic. So I'm really happy that you hung out with me today. Um, I am starting something on October 1st. I'm going to begin Preptober as we get ready for November, novel writing month. I will be creating a writing challenge for November for my whiskeys, the Whiskey Write-a-thon. I want to call it Whiskey Rhymo, but I'm afraid I'll get sued. So I think Whiskey Write-a-thon will have to be our tag. Um, I really appreciate you guys, and I'm so thankful that you come and hang out with me tonight, and just or today, whenever you're watching this. But again, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, share the video. Every little thing you can do to help promote me, really, it helps YouTube to notice me. So I think you know what I'm going to say before I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm a really awesome group of people's double shot of whiskey. And I am so happy and so proud that you come and hang out with me and watch my little videos and support me and that you find me just right. I love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye.